toe. Never doubt the zone. Make you eat the crow. Laughing in your face. Laughing to the base. She can keep the push.
And another great sports weekend in the books. We had F1 in Vegas. We had Week 11 in the NFL. International football, international soccer, ATP Finals. A lot of interesting stuff happened this weekend. Definitely a lot of stuff to watch on your phone when you're out with your girl, you know, having it on the side. There was always something on. College football was good too. USC loses to UCLA. There's a lot of good stuff this weekend, but let's talk about Monday Night Football. Eagles beat the Chiefs. Eagles get the Super Bowl revenge, 21-17. Not gonna lie, it wasn't the best matchup. Not gonna lie. The Super Bowl obviously was way better, more entertaining. The Chiefs don't score in the second half at all, something that they've really struggled. I think they're the worst scoring second half team in the whole NFL. And when you have Patrick Mahomes, that's a pretty damning statistic. Like that's the Kansas City offense is just atrocious. They get shut out in the second half. They're leading 17-7 at the half, and they don't score at all in the second half. So, yeah, the Chiefs defense is probably the best that Mahomes has had, but this is definitely the worst offense that Mahomes has had as a Chief or like in his career. And for the Eagles, I mean, they just keep thugging it out. They keep squeaking by. There was a soundbite. I forgot who was talking, but they were like, not the prettiest win, but we got it, you know? And that's kind of been the Eagles' MO this year. You clearly see that Hurts is hurt. Hurts is hurt for surely. Like, he's not running as fast. He doesn't have that burst when he breaks into the open. When he's scrambling, he doesn't have that burst. And I mean, it is what it is. I don't think his knees, like they're coming off a bye, and he still looks that way. So I don't think he's gonna heal or get any better as the season goes on. Like this is just kind of like the version of Hurts we're gonna get this year. And you know, if the Eagles play as a team, if they, you know, their defense steps up, running game's kind of good. You get a couple good catches by Devontae Smith or AJ Brown. Like this is still a winning formula, even with Jalen Hurts, you know, barely throwing for 150 yards, no touchdowns through the air. Like this could still get you far in the playoffs because their defense isn't the best, but it could do enough. It could be serviceable. As far as the Chiefs need some wide receivers. Trade deadline has already passed. There's not too much out there on the free agency. You know, like even the Eagles picked up Julio Jones. Like, who are the Chiefs going to pick up? Like, they tried to trade for MVS. They traded back from him. I believe he went to the Jets and he was getting no playing time. He comes to the Chiefs. He's that vertical threat that they've been missing theoretically, and he has a huge drop yesterday. Like nasty drop. Like, yeah, MVS was angry after the game. He's hitting his helmet on the wall. But, like, dude, just make that catch. It's not the easiest catch, but it's a makeable catch. It's, like, kind of full, half extension, almost full extension, running as fast as you can, trying to track the ball. That's hard, but that's why you're a professional. And, come on, you got to bail out Mahomes in that situation. You got to bail him out. And then on fourth and, like, forever, the ball hits Watson in the hands and he can't reel it in. Like, come on, man. You guys got to give Mahomes a better chance. Like, man's doing everything he can to keep the team, you know, alive, and wide receivers are not coming through, and that could be the downfall for the Chiefs this year. As good as their defense is, their offense has been shown to be able to shut down for a complete half, especially the second half. Like once they break that script from the first 10 plays that every offensive coordinator usually scripts the first few plays, first series, and they get a little momentum. Once you get the pause at halftime, they just come out flat the second half. It's like the defense figures them out. Kelsey had a couple jobs. Watson had a couple jobs. MVS had that huge drop. Overall, it was a kind of slow game. There were some turnovers. It was not a bad game by any means, but this season overall, the NFL has felt more defensive. Whether it's because there's a lot of quarterbacks that are hurt, that are out for the season. You got Rodgers, you got Cousins, you got Watson. There's another one. You got Burrow now. Yeah, there's a lot of quarterbacks that are missing, and some of them aren't playing good. A lot of rookies aren't playing that great. Mac Jones took a step back. There's a lot of bad quarterback play right now. There's a lot of backups. So it does feel, this season in particular, does feel like the defense is kind of winning the tug of war, which is refreshing. It's refreshing to see. And it's cool to see defenses kind of get the upper hand on offenses. But this year overall, with like not the most entertaining primetime matches and just some, honestly, there's been some lackluster weeks, in my opinion, for the NFL. I do see why. It's become very evident why the NFL is pushing player safety for first and foremost. Like, you want to keep your quarterbacks out there, you want to keep your stars out there, and why they're leaning towards the offense. Because yeah, defense is cool, defense is fun, defense, like, you have a couple good defenses in the league that could shut down everybody. That's cool, that's tight. But when when defense is winning like across the board, across the league, it's not that fun. Like, I would much rather have the Eagles and the Chiefs go 35-28 or something. That's just my opinion. But I could be wrong. I could be a casual. You can call me casual. I could just be like go watch arena football or something. I get it. But that's just my 2 cents. Like, I wish quarterback play was a little better this year. I wish Jalen Hurts was healthy. I wish Burrow was healthy. I wish Aaron Rodgers was healthy. I wish Cousins was healthy. I wish freaking Russell Wilson turned it around earlier. Imagine we had all those people playing, and then, we get this last 4 weeks version of Russell Wilson, and like, there's a lot of good stuff that could be happening if all these quarterbacks and these offenses are playing better. But overall, great win for the Eagles. Congratulations to Jason Kelce. He finally gets a victory over his brother. And everyone knew they were going to talk about that the whole game, and they did. And the Manny cast, like, if you switch away from the regular cast to the Manny cast is great when they're talking about football and when they're focusing on the game and you're watching the game and you're getting cool stories, but you're getting the Mannings breaking down the game. When they get these guests that just don't really talk about the game, and you get the two Mannings just talking about something else and asking you questions that relate nothing to the game, in my opinion, it kind of takes away from the viewing experience. Like, if they're focusing on the game and you get the Manning brothers, like, humor and laughter and all that stuff, some cool like references, and like some cool guests that watch the game too, give their, like, when Mahomes was there, that was cool. But you get some guests and you just steer too far away from the game, and then it just, I don't know, it makes me put it back, at least for a little bit, back to like Aikman and Joe Buck. I'm trying to watch the game. I'm trying to focus on the game. They do have cool reactions. Manningcast is cool, and both of them are hilarious. But I have been feeling that way a little bit, where it's like, come on, man, let's just talk about the game. But congrats to the Eagles. And Chiefs might be in trouble if they don't find a wide receiver, or at least when they play the elite teams. But the AFC right now has shitty quarterbacks making the playoffs, so we'll see how it plays out. Okay, Brandon Staley goes off against a freaking media guy in the press conference, and that really rubbed me the wrong way, because, my dude, your defense is terrible. You're spending so much money on all these elite players. We'll see if Bosa is done for the season. I think they're going to put him on IR for a couple of weeks, but nevertheless, he has the second highest payroll defense in the league. He's supposed to be a defensive guru. He's not an offensive guy, so he's not like, making Herbert better. Usually that's the best type of quarterback coach relationship that you could have. If you have a young quarterback, you have a offensive minded coach, so they could stay together, so that as long as the coach is hired, your quarterback's never gonna, have to learn a new system. You guys are gonna be able to grow together. But Brandon Staley was supposed to be a defensive guru, and what have we seen so far? Like, his defense just keeps getting worse and worse. And I think it's a valid question to ask Brandon Staley, week in, week out. Are you gonna keep calling the defense if he's just having blunder after blunder out there? If you have cornerbacks missing their assignment, letting wide open wide receivers for the game-winning touchdowns, if you're making Jordan Love look like prime Aaron Rodgers, like homie hadn't thrown for 300 yards the whole season, and against the Brandon Staley vaunted defense that he's coaching right, that he believes in his system, that they keep getting better and better. That's a part of a team. It's not just one unit. That defense keeps getting cooked every week, keeps making the opposing quarterback look like a Pro Bowl, perennial Pro Bowler, first team All Pro. Like it's insane. And for Brandon Staley to take out his frustrations against a reporter who, like, honestly, reporters do be asking some stupid questions sometimes. The reporters be asking some, like, we've all seen those compilations on TikTok or YouTube where it's like, bro, how did you get this media credential? How are you in this room right now? Like this game just happened and you're asking this dumbass question. So by no means am I gonna be the defender of all reporters, but this guy's just asking a genuine, valid question. Like, dude, my guy, your defense sucks. Is it time to maybe pass it to somebody else? Maybe just focus on coaching or just being a delegator or something? I don't know. But he took it personal. He took it off. He took it up against that reporter, and we'll see. Now he's gonna be even more under the microscope. If it was up to me, he would have been fired after the Jaguars game in the playoffs. But now, for surely, like if he loses one more game, like I don't know what the Spanholes are waiting for. They're cheap. They're known for being cheap. They're probably the cheapest owners in the league, so it doesn't really surprise me that they don't want to pay Staley for nothing, and they don't want to pay another coach. They're doing the most. Just fire this guy already. He lost. You could tell he's a dead man walking. He's a dead man walking. He knows it. He's frustrated. He's taking it out on a reporter. There's already been sound bites coming out of like the locker room. Like I believe the running back Eckler already said something like, "Oh, like, do you believe in the system or something like that?" It's like, "Oh, I don't have another choice." I forgot what he said, but you could tell the locker room's already given up on him. Herbert is showing his frustrations more and more. Like he went off on the center for not hiking this week. Like there's a lot of stuff. Quentin Johnson bust, like brick hands. Quentin Johnson MVS had 2 terrible jobs back-to-back days that could have given their teams the win. Or yeah, like terrible. It really rubbed me the wrong way what Brandon Staley did to that poor reporter. Like, come on, man, he's doing his job. Anyways, Chargers, fire Brandon Staley. Stop wasting Herbert's career, man. You can't do that to 2 quarterbacks. You can't do that to Phillip Rivers and then just turn around and do it to Justin Herbert. Save the man. Give him a coach that's competent. We all know Brandon Staley's a dead man walking. Like, get rid of this guy. Get rid of this guy. He's done. And to wrap up this episode, man, Djokovic, man, I said at the U.S. Open, you got a fan of me now. I'm gonna stop hating on you. Like, let's leave it all behind. Like, I'm gonna appreciate your greatness. But homie wins the ATP Finals. He looks dominant. He looks good. But before I get on the Djokovic side and I congratulate him and I give him his flowers, because he's won this shit so many times. He's been number one the most ever. Like my boy's goated. All right, you guys, that's what you want to hear. He's goated. But if I'm Sinner, like, dude, if you lose your 3rd round robin match in straight sets, Djokovic is out. Like, who was he playing? Holger Rune, I think. Like, at some point, it's not a bad strategy. At some point, it's not ducking a fade. At some point, it's not running from the grind. At some point, it's not being a bitch, to put it in layman's terms. Like, at some point, you're just being smart. You're playing the field. You're working the system to fit you. If Sinner loses his 3rd round robin match, if you guys don't know, ATP Finals is kind of like the World Cup, like a group stage. There's 4 people on each side. Everyone plays each other on each group. You add up the points. Whoever has the most points goes up. 2 from each group. 2 out of 4 on this side. 2 out of 4 from this side. And then 1 plays against 2. 1 plays against 2. And then that's the semifinals. Winners play in the final. Because Djokovic lost in straight sets, one of his round robin matches, he won one in 3 sets and then he lost one in straight sets. If Sinner loses to Holger Rune in the 3rd round robin match in straight sets, Djokovic is gone. He's gone. He doesn't make it to the next round. He's eliminated in round robin. And Sinner was already qualified for the next round. So Sinner didn't need that match. Like, yeah, he's playing in Italy. He has the people back home. My guy, my back is hurting. My back is acting up. Like, I don't care, dude. This is not some regular guy. This is the greatest guy, the greatest tennis player of all time. And you haven't won a Grand Slam. You've won a Masters 1000, but you haven't really won anything else. This could be the biggest title of your career. And instead of strategically playing it so that, I'm already qualified. I'm going to take it easy against Holger Rune. I could beat these guys. I already beat Djokovic. Like, if potentially I'm going to play him twice in 1 week, I'm going to have to beat the GOAT twice in 1 week. I don't think it's ever been done. And sure enough, it happened, and he loses, and Djokovic wins another one. And we got to give him his props. He's unreal what he's doing at this age. Unreal. Like, there's not enough compliments that you could give him. But if you're Sinner, I don't know, man. I get it. Don't run from the fade. Whoever shows up. Like I'm gonna win every match. I'm not scared of anyone. If it happens, it happens. But my guy, it's the GOAT. It's the greatest of all time. He won 3 Grand Slams this year. At some point, you just gotta play it smart. You gotta just be like, you know what? Take it easy against Holger Rune. I'm already in the next round. I could beat any of these other fools. Alcaraz, I got his number. Or I have beaten him several times already. Medvedev, whoever's on the other side, I got him. Holger Rune, yeah, you might beat me right now because I'm taking it easy. I'll see you in the finals. We'll get the rematch going. You gotta be smart. Dude, he's the greatest of all time. If someone tells me I'm guaranteed a spot in the next round, if you lose the GOAT, the number 1 player in the world, who won it, playing not that many tournaments, 3 Grand Slams this year, is out if you lose, and you're guaranteed already a spot in the next round. My guy, my back kind of hurts. Something like, maybe that's why I'm not a pro, because I would have done that. But once you're already there, colmillo, they say. Colmillo, you got to be smart. You got to work the system. And Sinner didn't. Respect. He tried to go, balls to the wall, head first, and that's what happened. He lost. He lost in the final. It wasn't the most competitive final. Djokovic outclassed him. You can't beat Djokovic twice in 1 week. That's insane. If I'm his coaching staff, I'm telling him that. Twice in 1 week, bro, you're amazing. You're amazing for your age. You're probably going to win a couple Grand Slams. Dude, get him out of here. Send him back to Serbia. It's the end of the year. Send him back to Serbia. Lose against Holger Rune. Get him out of there. Don't even worry about it no more. He doesn't. He beats Holger Rune. Djokovic makes it to the next round. Beats Alcaraz. Beats Sinner. Another ATP Finals to his collection. That should do it for this episode of the Hard to Handle Sports Podcast. As always, appreciate you so much if you made it to the end. Peace.
Slide no sudden moves. All my goons are stretching. And I'm taxing for the feet on my damn collection.